Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this evening's broadcast. Tarnation TV is back on the air after a couple of weeks off. We are with the Maverick Cup Series, and we are at Martinsville this evening. So thank you very much for watching. TarnationTV.com is the address, as you can see on the screen. Brand new custom intro. It's built specifically with all Maverick replays from season number 5. And so I hope you liked it. Anyway, we'll cut right to the chase. Thank you very much for watching this evening. My name is Blaine Donlin, joined by Rod Weston, and we are at Rod's favorite track. How you doing, buddy? How you been?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm good. All done racing myself for the year, working on them and stuff like that. But we come back to my favorite track, my hallowed grounds. We come back to Martinsville. I love it here. This is probably one of the best tracks, I think, in this game, although not very many people agree.
It's a fun one, because what's, like, we talk about flat track, and, like, what's the bank in here? It's not even 10 degrees, probably. 12. Straights are banked at 0, and turns are banked at 12.
Yeah.
So that's flat.
I grew up cutting my teeth on a track that there was 9 degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. One had 9 degrees, 12 degrees of banking in turn 2. So it's just like my, button teeth that I cut my teeth on an old, short track, flat track, and that's why I like them.
The thing, too, with the flat tracks, like, because is New Hampshire, it's kind of the same as Martinsville, just twice the size, right? Because what's Martinsville in length? Like 5.2, like 5.26 or something? It's got like a...
It's about, they call it a half mile, but yeah.
Yeah.
And New Hampshire is a mile. They race, think about it. In my opinion, they race pretty similar.
Right, that's what I was going to ask you, because it's kind of the same deal where they're both flat. It's just one of them's just obviously a little bit longer, yeah.
Just a lot longer. You're really at Loudon, you're longer going through the corners than you are here. At Martinsville, you kind of, myself, I kind of go into the corners and break a little deep. You get about the middle, and you just like you do it at Loudon, you just let it roll for a little bit, and then you start rolling on the throttle and getting that, try to be gentle coming off that corner to try to get so that it doesn't spin the wheels.
So I know that Martinsville used to have the grass in the corners. Does it matter to you what version? Because it's the same track.
It's the same track. This one here, my opinion, I did put about 70 laps in practice just because, I like this track so much. But this one here, it is a little different with the way they got that setup. I felt I actually went down and kind of hit the curb a little bit. Some of the older tracks, you throw the car quite a bit. This one was actually a little bit more forgiving. You really, really climbed up on there, it would kind of throw the car, but it's a little bit more forgiving in that apron part of it. Tracks gripped up a little bit, so and I'll have to say the setup itself lends well for this kind of group of people. I will say it's a little bit tight for me, but I think it's going to race well. I've seen follow a lot of guys around there, and they seem to all be doing very well with it.
That's the thing, yeah. With the track setup, they have to kind of do like a neutral track setup, right? Because a lot of guys, to kind of make it fun, If it was open setup, that'd be amazing.
I love open setups. I raced ASR last week with this, and I started shotgun on the field, made my way all the way up to third, then went to back, and then went back up through. I eventually got up to where I led for a little bit, and then another caution, and then I kind of got up through there, and I kind of made a little bit of a mistake on too much tape and ended up blowing up the motor.
Oh, man, yeah, the tape near the end of the race, right? You try to see how far you can push it. Well, it wasn't so much
the end of the race. I'd done it earlier. I was looking to get a little more grip when the nose set, and I run a setup. The setup that I run and the way I run third gear a little bit different than fourth gear, and I run like probably 2 laps after the initial restarts, the restarts on third gear, and I forgot to shift, and so I ended up getting it a little too hot.
Are you having problems connecting here? I'm not able to get in the server.
No, I was in. I got booted. Now I can't keep timing out myself. Yep.
Okay, we'll just wait for the go-ahead here from Ben, see what's going on. But yeah, you can see on the screen there the season standings after 21 of 24 races, the top 10 highlighted in yellow. I think Jack Merkel's pretty much got it wrapped up. There's a 400-point difference from him to Mercurio. And the race, I think, going into these last few races here is probably more for the third to fill that podium. Right now, LaPlante has it, but PV, Dorsey, Pachon, all those guys are pretty close, you know.
Nipping right at him.
Yeah, they're all right there. Like like Mercurio and Merkel. I'm thinking that's probably a pretty good bet, position 1 and 2, but you never know.
But remember, now there's a bet between Jack Merkel and Keith Hughes. And Keith told him that he couldn't win 7 races and the championship by not, basically, originally it was not qualifying. Jack Merkel was going to start on the pole. I believe he was on the pole, but we got booted a minute. And he will start up there, but he will turn around and go to the back. The admins will basically give him an end along this line penalty. He goes to the back, and then he'll work his way through. So this will be an interesting track to see if he can make it through all that traffic, because there's quite a few cars out there tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is tight. This place is small. It's a half mile. And, I mean, I was watching Merkel in practice, and, you know, he's just throwing that thing into the corners. It's fun to watch from cockpit view on smaller tracks like this to see how people attack it. Because it's so different to watch each person's. Some guys are very conservative. Some guys will be very aggressive, certain points of the run, whatever. But it's always different. It's so cool.
When I was out there and practicing, the way you got your fastest lap was you would go down through, roll into the corner. You know, you're braking, you're trail braking, but you let off that brake. Let that rear end just start to slightly kick out a little bit, and then roll right back on the gas and just right off the corner. So, and I see, like as you said, I see Merkel, I see any of the guys that were right up in the front doing that.
Still waiting to see if we can get back connected to this
thing. I just got back in.
Everything was running fine. See, now it's telling me I can't load the track up.
Same here. Or an alternate tech inspection. I made it through, so I'm back in.
Okay.
And I'm not sure. They must have had some sort of issue because they're back in practice. So.
Okay.
Must have had some sort of technical issue that setup's still the same. But no, I enjoyed it. I actually, I was running in the top 3 out there with them guys in practice for a little while. Merkel showed up and PV, and you know, I haven't been racing as much as these guys have, and so I kind of dropped down to about 8th, but still a lot of fun running out there with them.
Yeah, we might need to take a mic break here, see if we can grab Ben. I can't get connected to the server. It says like it can't load the track.
Okay.
So I've tried. So yeah, see if you can grab Ben. We'll go radio silence here. We'll let you guys stare at, you know what, stare at something else. Let's see. Here's next year's schedule. We can stare at that. One. All right. Welcome back. We figured it out. Hey now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So explain to the viewers what's going on while I see if I can find this.
Yeah. So what what happened is they were running, now I can't remember the name of the track, but it was a 2000, it was a newer version of the track where the infield was asphalt like it's supposed to be, you know, and whatever. That basically a track that was very, very similar to what they run currently now in the NASCAR Cup Series or Truck Series and everything. They ended up finding out that we had a few drivers that were having trouble, so after they would run about 5 laps or so, those drivers were getting kicked and whatnot, so they switched the track on us. Not a problem, especially for somebody like myself who has every Martinsville track that's ever been.
I was going to say, you're covered because you would never remove a Martinsville track.
No, but Blaine didn't have the right track, so that's what we're waiting on Blaine to get the correct track and get him in here, and then we will get back to the broadcast. It's a little bit issues, that's all.
That's the funny part,
Need
too.
me to send it to you?
I got it, buddy. Yeah, Merkel just told me that it is on the Discord. I'm just downloading it now. So, yeah, give me about 5 minutes or less.
All right, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you.
All right.
Now I want to go out there and turn laps, because this is a different version.
Now it's a different track, yeah.
Well, if I had to pick, my all-time favorite Martinsville track is 2005.
Okay, because we were running Project Short Track, right? It was a PST track.
Yes.
So
Yep.
this is SDT. Who's that?
I'm not sure who did this one. I have it, like I said, there isn't too many of these Martinsville tracks that I do not have.
Yeah, because I was going to say Project Short Track, they have great tracks. Like, they do amazing.
I thought it was a good track. I thought you know, I'd be interested to see what this setup feels like and how it runs. But like I said, my favorite is 2005, and why people hate it. There's a bump on the exit of turn 4.
Ah, cool. That's always cool, though. That's just those little characteristics that just make it super cool, right? Like,
Yes,
let's throw a bump out here for no reason. Like the old
great about
Daytona
that
before
bump.
they repaved it.
What's great about that bump is you go out, if you are on the throttle before you hit that bump, you're sideways. So if you wait until that thing just kind of whoop, whoop, and then get right on the gas, and I've always loved that version of it.
Oh, so you're kind of floating into the bump and then gunning it out of the bump, and you can kind of get it to sling you around the corner sort of deal.
As soon as you feel that bump, bump, boom, you're right in the throttle.
Wow, that's a lot of concentration, eh?
Yep.
Drivers.
Yeah, to me, it's the best Martinsville version there is out there.
Huh.
We've run Martinsville modified. A
your
lot of
car.
guys like that, only because it's more of a gripped up. Basically, you know, you think about it, you try and drive a Craftsman Super Truck Series. They think they're running 12-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch tires. Take a modified, they're running big tires, you know. So somebody created the track to basically mimic how a modified would run around the track. So we, you know, had a few leagues that I've been in. They've always gone to that Martinsville modified. And there was one guy, Jeff Fugate, he's a great guy, and they always joked around about, well, we don't run any front sway bar. They would come off the corner, a left front tire, good foot and a half off the ground.
No kidding.
It worked.
They drive it, it would come off the ground a foot and a half?
Yeah, because they had no front sway bar.
Yeah, really. Holy
Oh, it was
moly.
crazy. Got somewhere on this computer, I believe it's in the drive I just had unhooked the other day. I have a picture of him coming off turn 4, and the left front tire is about a foot and a half off the ground.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I had actually, in that intro that we went in, that we came into this broadcast with, it's like I said before, it was all custom from replays we've had over the year here with Maverick. And there's been some great races. And I actually went to Watkins Glen, and I got into the bus stop and got the camera down low and got them coming through that chicane. And the same thing, watching these guys come over those bumps is awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
But I didn't use the footage. I had so much footage collected that I didn't use it. Oh, look, there's a train. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a train in the back. There's a train track right in the back. I mean, you can ask any questions you want about Martinsville. I pretty much know all of them.
Yeah, no, but it's actually in the it's actually in
the
here.
game. Yep.
This is wild. See, this
It goes that speed.
There's a
It'll
lot
go
of
that
track.
speed when on a race night. It'll go that speed when it goes through there. Train doesn't stop just because there's a race going on.
So that's pretty neat. Like this, the track side detail on this version's crazy. They actually put the train in. They got. We're just taking a look around here. That's a good version.
Let the train go. I would always, concentrate on the fact that Jack Merkel, again, like you said, got the pole. We're going to see him go to the back. You out-qualified me again. That's not good. But Keith Hughes is his betting buddy. He's going to be on the outside pole. Crocodile Cronk, Josh Mercurio, Carby Edwards, Rodrigo, Victor. There we go. Jorge Conch. I got to say his whole name because I don't know it right. Bishop, LaPlante, Dorsey, Gutierrez, Wenzel, PV, Yankee. Now this one is good. It's Aviar. Okay, I got that from Ben. Big Daddy Snyder and Benjamin Snyder. Matt McIntyre, and then of course Mendez is going to round up the field tonight. We have going to have 20 cars out there tonight. So for a Martinsville race, that's pretty good.
That's solid. Like you said, it's a tight track, and that's a good count. It's going to definitely be a fun broadcast to call because it's still, even with only 20, it's still a lot of cars. Now, do we pit on? Are these guys racing? Oh, there's a launch pad in the middle of this. I'm just watching these guys do this right now. If they run that far wall, they can launch into the bleachers, right? Is that what they're doing? Let's see if we can get an angle on one of these guys.
There's one version, and I can't remember what version it is, that's actually a ramp.
Yes.
In the infield.
That's Martinsville, eh? Because I'm thinking about the ramped out version. So you can see them doing
this
is happy hour, by the way, everybody. Oh, there's a void. Somebody disappeared into the void. So this isn't the ramped out version, but they're all looking for it.
Looking into the chat, we got Robert Spring in there. I'm not sure who Budget Customs 951 is, but got two guys in there. Robert saying, welcome back. We've been a little ways off. And
people's screen names. Yeah, Budget Customs. I can't remember who that is.
Yeah. I know who the Robert guy is.
Robert Spring is probably just straight up Robert Spring. That's probably who that is. Yeah.
He's supposed to be. I thought he was going to race tonight, so he might be racing on one computer and got his laptop up watching us.
Oh, there is a ramp. It's underneath.
Yep.
It's underneath the. Okay, so this is the ramped out version here. Let's see.
So that's what they're doing. Is you're going to see the drivers. They're going down to the infield and they drive down and they launch up off that ramp.
Yeah, so we can actually get under the track and see what they're doing here. Ah, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah, so getting under the track in free cam, you can see there's a hidden tunnel that they are
basically
able
drops down and then it lifts right up and throws them right out there.
We can't see that from stock cameras, but thanks to Tyler Mallon, we can get under the scenes here, and then they can launch themselves into the grandstands, as you see here. This probably won't happen during the race.
No, I don't think it's not a race thing. It's something that somebody put in there to just have a little bit of fun with.
I think that's cool about. There's not too many Easter eggs like this, I find, though.
No, there is not.
I'm thinking of other tracks that might do stuff like this.
But imagine you're out there practicing and you're surprised. You're trying to turn the fastest lap just to show everybody that you can get it done. All of a sudden, this car comes flying out of nowhere and lands right on your roof.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fact that it's actually hidden, we can broadcast this race and it'll look totally normal. But then
Budget Customs
under the
is
cities.
James. Budget Customs is James. I sponsored the second Daytona race.
Oh, okay.
And Robert
right. That's why the name sounds familiar, because he was actually a sponsor. There it is. Thank you for your sponsorship, sir.
Robert Spring says that he is not racing tonight. I think he's just sitting here watching us. So.
Oh, he's watching these guys launch out of the pit.
Yep.
RJ Bishop having some fun. Oh, he got up to about row 17 on that one.
This track here, too, will also has a bit of a glitch in it. And I'm not really sure how to explain how that glitch works. But sometimes you'll go out there and you'll spin out, have a little crash, whatever. You'll go back to the pit, you go out and turn a lap, and you'll turn a 12-second lap.
What's an lap average? About 1920?
Yeah, these guys here turning around 19, you're going to see people turn around 20-second laps as they get latter part of the run. You're going to see them guys get a little bit tight. The hard thing to do is go in there and click retire. You know that?
So you want to guess who our Grand Marshal is this evening?
I don't know.
The let me see, the CEO of Fluid Studios himself, Brian Wolf, is our Grand Marshal tonight. So we'll hand it over to Brian for the Grand Marshal introduction and all that good stuff. Take it away, Sir Wolf.
Hello, everybody. My name is Brian Wolf. I'm coming to you live, well, not live, pre-recorded from the Nerve Center of Fluid Studios here in my office. Very proud and honored to be chosen as Grand Marshal for tonight's event. The Maverick Cup Series travels to Martinsville, Virginia tonight. So I think you folks are in for a treat. It's going to be pretty much a bare-knuckle fist-fight slugfest. So buckle up and get ready. And by my watch here, it's time to start those engines, drivers.
Thank you to Brian Wolf. Thanks, Brian, for your contribution this evening. That's cool to see him up there doing that. And he sent me a 30-second video, which is great because I could, while that was on, I could eat some chips. The average Grand Marshal video is about 8 to 10 seconds, so I can't really get on the munchies. But anyway.
So, as we thought and predicted, Jack Merkel went to the back. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how he can come through the field. A hard track to be trying to do that, that's for sure.
Yeah, as per the bet, he has to start in the back. So away we go here. We'll use spectator cam for a little bit of a wider view here until we get our bearings. We're going 3 wide down the back straight. That did not take long. Jorge Pachon on the high side there.
I will say one thing. Merkel's already made 5 positions up on the first lap. So 6 now. He's sailing it.
You know what? Maybe we'll just watch him for a couple laps.
He's getting it done there for a little bit, but
yeah, this is a very cool looking version of this track. This is awesome. Very busy on the outskirts, and I like the attention to detail on these things. Most of the time, I mean, all you really care about is the track itself, but
yeah,
if they can push the engine without killing people's computers, obviously. Oh, Merkel goes around.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is going to be a hard one. The different caliber of drivers that they have in here. Just some of the guys on the keyboards. Some of them on wheels and some of them on controllers. This is a really, really hard track for a keyboard. But I tell you, I was very impressed. I followed some of the guys that were, what we call keyboard warriors. And I don't know what they've done or how they've got their settings, but they look really, really good around here.
They're good. Yep.
Looks like Josh Mercurio's up there. Keith Hughes took over the lead when Merkel went to the back. So Josh Mercurio is right on his tail, just trying to see if he can make him make a mistake and get by there and get out there. He wants to lead that, not only the 1 lap, but he wants to lead the most laps. He's second in points. Quite a ways out, but he's got to just keep plugging, keep working his way towards the front to see if he can't go out there and maybe knock Jack Merkel off that championship high.
Yeah, we're focused on Carnby Edward here in the 68 for a little while. It was a little bit of a hornet's nest there. It sort of settled down, but these guys are, they're racing hard early, so it's cool to see. Had a cool stat there too. There will be 200 laps this evening, and we will be running 2 times the pit frequency. And of course, as always, we got these crazy stats with laps and all this type of thing. So after 21 races, this is race number 22. We have completed a total of 2,075 laps for 3,274 miles. Jack Merkel has completed 96.7% of all the laps we've run here in season 5. 206 laps he's run for a total of 3,186 miles, and he has started all 21 races.
And
currently in 17th.
As we always do, I just didn't get to do it earlier because we were a little bit trying to get things squared away. But we have 13 drivers from the United States. We have 4 from Brazil, 1 from Argentina, 1 from Colombia, and 1 from Peru. Our makes for tonight is there's 6 Chevrolets, 4 Fords, 2 Lexuses, 2 Kias, 2 Toyotas, a Cadillac, a Dodge, a Honda, and a Pontiac.
A Pontiac.
It's McIntyre.
Oh, cool.
Always in a Pontiac. Hughes is always in a Honda.
Yep. Just watching Allison Rodrigo in 3rd position here right now. Just overtook Schneider, Mark, and Ben.
Gotta love it. The thing about it is, you know, we come into like Bristol with these guys, and just like I said, the difference in the caliber of drivers from, you know, throughout the whole field, we figured, Bristol was just gonna be a nightmare, you know. Nope. Very surprised. They had green flag pit stops. They had excellent races, and here we are. You know, we're 12 laps into the race, still green flag, and they're just they're running a great race.
Well, and it is strange because, like you said, there's we got yellow out. It looks like the pace car is lit up.
I said something. I had to say something, and we get a yellow. Yeah.
We'll load that up for you.
Like,
but it is crazy how you do, like you said, you're going to have your short track pros. You're going to have your guys who like short tracks, but maybe aren't that good. You're going to have guys who are maybe don't even want to bother with the short, but they're still going to show up. And then we come out here and it's solid. Like you expect, you know, to see something going on before lap. What was it, like the end of lap 12 here by the time we got our first yellow. We're loaded up right now. I got Snyder around. Wow, Mark actually flipped.
So the top 4 went down pit road, and so I'm not surprised at that. What I like I said, I didn't get to try it on this track, but the other track, the setup was pretty decent. But I felt it though was a little bit too tight. So not surprised to see people come in and take 4 tires just to, you know, get that right front from burning it up, because I think they're, you know, you got to do it that way. You got to set it that way up with the different caliper drivers you have in here. So. You know, that's just how it's got to be. So,
yeah, looking at the replay, it looks like Mark just had a different brake point, and Pashon got into him and actually toppled him over there. Did one roll, and then
Benjamin popped in to say hi to his dad.
Hey, Dad, yeah, give him a little push there. Go back live again. You can see Mark making his way to the pits. Probably going to look to repair some of that damage. Great thing about short track racing, no aerodynamics really don't matter.
RJ Bishop stayed out to lead a lap. Just, you know, I don't remember. I don't think he's raced the complete season. So, but, you know, it's hard to take a driver and tell him, you know, well, you don't need to lead a lap because you're, you know, not in the points, or if you are in the points, you know, we always try to lead a lap. We always, you know, it's just the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
He's quick enough that I think he should be able to get through the field pretty good.
Oh, I forgot about that too. We're going to have, we just saw there someone waiting for the green to exit pit road.
Yeah.
Because what will happen is, as the pace car is pulling the cars around the track, you're not allowed to merge into that pack until that pack is gone. So the official will actually hold you back.
That's the problem with this track in general, and there's a few other tracks that are like that, especially Dover. Sometimes at Bristol, you have to be very cautious about when you pit of where the people are on the outside of you that stay out on the track, so that you don't get a black flag for passing a car to entering the pits. It's
something that's very easy to forget about in this game, especially in a league like this that actually goes to all the different tracks. So everybody's so used to running Talladega. That's a very popular track. But I mean, it's only a popular track when you're going into Talladega leagues. I mean, there's a lot like Rolling Thunder. Oh, Pashon's around. That might be another yellow.
And, you know, it's back out front.
Yep, yellow is
up. Tucked right in there. Yeah, there we go. Edwards is behind him. Rodrigo. Oh, Crocodile Crop. I'm like, who's in the 48? I couldn't. It's been a while since we've been here. I had to go back and look. Old Crocodile.
Yeah.
He's had 3 different numbers this year. So. Yeah, that's a nice looking car that he's running. You'll see maybe anybody that, you know, was way in the back. We'll see a few of them guys pit. I think Jack Merkel pitted in there. Dorsey pitted. Is it just pitted, that are up front, they'll stay up front. You want to pit, get fresh tires, fuel. Hopefully, you can get out there. Another caution will come out when they pit, and you can trap the whole field a lap down. They only allow 2 lucky dogs. You think about it, if you can go longer than they can, you can trap the whole complete field 1 lap down, maybe 2 laps down. You're the only one still out there, and the caution comes out. You're going to get them 2 laps down easily here. If you can trap the whole field 2 laps down, that's a big advantage for you.
That's strategic too, yeah, because then you're talking about major track position, major points to be had, right?
Absolutely.
And I was saying before there too, but like all the different, Talladega is very popular, but I mean, there's a lot of leagues, this one, for instance, they run different tracks all the time. Fast RTG does it. I mean, obviously on Thursday it's the Talladega Challenge, which that's where we'll be in a couple of days if you want to watch that. It's always exciting. But Mondays and Wednesdays, they're always running different tracks too.
Yep.
It's something that pit thing that we were talking about. It's something you forget about when you race a lot of Talladega.
Yep.
You can forget, oh yeah, this is a short track. I can't just drive out of the pits. I have to wait until the field or the whole pack has gone by. Otherwise, you're going to cause an accident. So it's one of those things remember to wait. And then if you remember to wait, you better hope that the guys behind you also remember to wait, because I've been run over before doing that.
Lights are out on the pace car, and not surprised to see that Austin LaPlante's still up there, running up in the 3rd position. He's 3rd in points, like you talked about earlier. He's been running pretty good this year. Granted, ain't got the numbers that Jack Merkel does, but he always seems to try. He's always there at the end. Not quite as good as Jack Merkel, like I said, but he's always there. That's why he's 3rd. Pace car is off. We're getting ready to go back. Green, Keith Hughes, Josh Mercurio on the front row.
I'm wondering that.
Little tire spin.
Yeah, LaPlante right up in the back of Hughes there too, pushing him.
Hughes spun the tires big time. Josh Mercurio on the outside got a really good run. Going to go out there. Now he's going to defend. You want to do that, especially, on the restart. Once you get out there, now it's just, he's got a little bit of gap. Now it's just smooth sailing, run his line, let it go. Austin LaPlante was able to get us down in the 3rd. Yeah.
I don't see Lamas out here today.
I don't remember, because when we went through the list of the qualifying, I don't remember seeing him there.
There is a hockey game.
Uh-oh.
Although they are in Anaheim. So the Florida Panthers are playing the Anaheim Ducks, not the Anaheim Mighty Ducks anymore. But it's in Anaheim at 10 p.m. So I don't know if maybe he stayed home to watch the game.
Could be. Rodrigo just barely got past Austin LaPlante. Mendez is trying to get there. Austin sails it into the corner.
Yeah,
now
these guys are driving.
Yeah, he sailed it into the corner. He was trying to get it into the corner to be able to beat him off, but he went in a little too deep. And Mendez is going around. Oh boy. Oh, Austin just made it by him.
Wow, they might not.
Not sure if we're in the caution cool down there or not.
They might need to pull yellow there. Maybe not. No, green stays up. Now, a cool down would only happen if there's 3 quick ones within 10 laps or something, right? So yeah, he just went from 17th is where he was. And
he's in 17th position now.
He's in 17th
was
now.
In 3rd. Third on the track, but he's not that way in position.
No.
And that's not hard to do here, because as I talked about earlier, the way to get speed around here, you literally got to go in, trail brake it, let off, and try to get that back to you just wanted to kick out just a little bit, and sometimes you step over that boundary and then it doesn't work out good for you.
Yeah, it's driving that fine line, right? I mean, you can be crazy fast, but if you make that one little mistake, whoops, and then the thing goes around.
That's the way to get speed around here with this current setup that they're running. That's what they have to do. And yeah, if you step over that line, you go over too much.
Yeah, I was speaking about Lamas before because I did have a stats screen up for him. The number 84 of Cody Lamas, who's not here tonight, 24th overall with 1,332 points. He did set the fastest pole this season at Michigan with a 198.928 mile per hour lap. That's a 36.19 second. And that was what? August 19th. That's
May
crazy
have a
fast
caution.
now.
I don't know.
Green's still up there.
Harvey Edwards was around. Now he was around in the middle of the corner.
Oh yeah, something's going on
now
back
the caution comes out.
Yeah.
And then he got T-boned, and Mendez came in, and it was on the outside, and it was not a good scene for Edwards.
Yeah, I could see him rolling in the corner of the screen there, so we're gonna get a. Oh wow, yeah, he got beat up. He got
hit twice, and now he's just trying to get it going, and I think his tires are burnt up or something because he can't keep it straight.
So initially he lost control and didn't actually hit anything. He's just perpendicular to the wall there, trying to stay out of the way, but he needs to do something to get off the wall. Gets T-boned, does one roll, two rolls, and then Mendez is out of control in reverse and sent him for one more flip.
Yep.
Yeah. Wrong place, wrong time? I believe so.
Jack Merkel pitted.
We talked to him, but he's dizzy. He can't speak right now.
I think he's still trying to figure out, get his bearings from what. He didn't know when he landed. He's not sure which direction he was headed or where he was going. Do have a few takers. I know Jack Merkel went down to pit road, took 4 tires.
Yep. He just
and
came
he's
out
been
of
doing
pit
that.
road.
Only lap 30 of 200, so he's basically trying to use strategy to, hopefully, just to try to get that, we'll get a long run in here. He can get out there and possibly get the whole field lap down. So, RJ Bishop pitted with him. Rodrigo pitted.
And you'll see that light should turn red right there at the end of pit road. So if anybody's on pit road, you cannot blend back into the pack. That might be a pretty popular penalty if you're not paying attention. And then it goes green. So yeah, it's not too bad. I tend to forget about that because, again, you participate in a lot of leagues that run super speedways. You're never going to see that.
So
well, you do, but not as often.
Looks like Josh Mercurio, Hughes, the lights should go off on the pit car, and it does. They pitted. Gutierrez and Wenzel decided to stay out. And it looks to me kind of like that Mercurio beat Hughes off pit road, so he's currently in 3rd.
Checking out this paint job on the 54 here of JP Avalar. That's a cool looking car, man.
Yeah, it is.
It almost looks like I've painted cars like that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
What I don't even know how. It's more like not a rally cross.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, they got a different style. I guess it would be like rally cross.
Gutierrez got a great start on that restart. Jonathan Peavy down on the bottom. Oh no, it looks like Mercurio get into Wenzel. Wenzel up into Hughes. But they straighten it all out and keep going. Wow, that was crazy.
I have to back that up. I missed it. Just missed it.
Well, Gutierrez got a really good run.
Well, that's a 3 wide situation, yeah.
Yep.
And then Wetzel on the outside, yeah.
Wow.
They were almost 4 wide there?
Yep.
That's crazy.
And I'm not going to say anything, but somebody that started in the back of the pack is already up to 6th. So, Merkel's up there, and I think he plans on winning this thing. That's his goal.
And in that replay, Merkel was in 8th, and then 2 more positions.
No. Rodrigo's around out of turn 2.
Saw that there too. Yep.
There's that fine line that you've got to run to be able to, if you want to try to turn the fastest lap. RJ Bishop slides up a little bit. Jack Merkel gets underneath him.
Another spot for Merkel, because that'll be 4th position right there for Merkel. Is it 5th?
Yes, it'll be 4th. You're right.
He's
right onto Gutierrez, who did not pit this last lap. Shows a little bit of damage on his car on the inside. Merkel's going to turn underneath him. Nope. I think he's going to get it. He's poked his nose out there, let him know he's there. Gutierrez gives him room, and he's got him.
Gutierrez sees that coming and the 24 coming, and you're just going to get out of the way because you know what? If he made it from the back all the way to your bumper in the first 50 laps, you might as well just let him go. He's going to get around you.
Now I think you'll see Merkel he'll still try to set the best laps he can, do the best he can, but I think you'll see him kind of slow down. He's got the 2 leaders right in front of him. Let's see if we can save a little bit of tires as I just see Mercurio just lock up a little bit going in the corner.
Well, I'm looking at this camera angle too. You can see, when Merkel gets through all those guys, and now he's really he's got a lot of space right here.
He's not giving up. He's right on PV, but PV made a mistake on the exit of the corner there, the last lap. It's not hard to lock the brakes up on this. They got like a 70% brake bias. So the chances of locking up that left front if you're trying to drive it in there deep is pretty good. He's kind of looking over a PV and trying to wait for PV just to make that good, just enough of a mistake that he can get underneath him and get up there in the second position.
It's too bad I don't have pedal input information for these guys, because you would just see them slamming the brakes on tracks like this. It'd be really cool. Talladega, Daytona, big tracks like that, it's kind of more, they don't really use brake too much. But here it would be a very cool visual if we could somehow get pedal inputs. But there's still grass on. Oh, I remember we switched tracks. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, we're back with the 2012 version now.
So if you want to see something interesting, if you watch my replays and how I race here, I actually anti-lock brake and don't realize I'm doing it. I pulsate the pedal, the brake pedal. Yep. Remember, I race with my hands.
Right.
And with my fingers and stuff, it's more defined, easier way to braking.
Right.
I just do things that I don't realize it until I watch a replay and I go, I don't remember doing that.
Oh, really? Okay.
PV keeps making little mistakes. There he goes. That was a big one. He just overshot into the corner, got a little loose. Merkel went right by him. Kept making little mistakes, but he kept, just kept going straight, doing really well with it. Just as I said that, he overshot into the corner just enough, as we talked about, kick that tail end of that thing out just enough to try to make the corner, make it so that it'll turn a little better. He went a little bit too far and Merkel got lane.
Now, Mercurio has been doing fantastic this race so far, and again, Merkel just reeling everybody in.
If you watch Merkel, I don't know if you can see it on yours. Every time he goes into the corner, he's got a little trail of smoke. That's not a bad thing. It's not even hurting his tires. He is right on the edge of the amount of braking that he can use, and that's exactly what you want to see. Just a little bit of smoke coming off that tire means you're pushing it right to the limit.
Right, so that split-second puff that you see sometimes is not necessarily going to destroy the tires.
Nope.
See, even Mercurio is doing it, because I'm looking out the back bumper of Mercurio right now at
he's
Merkel,
doing it all the time.
And you can see it, how it. So he's able to just know when to pull back.
Oh no, we got a couple of cars around. That's probably going to be a caution. Yep. 2, the cars around on the front stretch, or the back stretch, and out of turn 4, leaders came right on them, so they pulled the caution. Remember, this is an admin-controlled caution. Mm-hmm. So if somebody spins, if it's just a single car spin, that isn't really going to affect, the rest of the drivers out there. They may not pull the yellow flag out. But obviously, a situation like that, leaders were coming right down on them. They had to do something.
Right, yeah, when it's literally like blocking the track, they kind of make that call. And Ben has retired from the race, but he's doing exactly what we're doing. He's sitting in replay mode, and he's just watching it.
Yep.
So I don't see where it is, actually. Oh, there it is. It's Gutierrez. Santiago Gutierrez is around.
Yeah. Remember, he didn't pit the last time by. So, as we talked about before, this setup is a little bit, like I said, a little tight for my taste, but you have to kind of do that when you have some drivers that can't run a loose setup and whatever. So it's a little bit hard on the right front tire. So that's why you see just about every time they run for a little bit, they're in there getting 4 tires and just making sure. Gutierrez stayed out. Those tires weren't as good. he kind of went backwards for a little bit, and then eventually, unfortunately for him, ended up spinning out. Got off the bumper, the 43, or he just spin it on his own?
He went around, yeah, because like Carnby was there, and everybody just sort of got bottlenecked into that area there. And that's like you said, like, you know, with Carnby being around, it wasn't too bad, but then when it actually caused a bottleneck, they got us for the yellow.
But you also got to figure the admins that are in here, they're in here racing.
Mm-hmm.
So if it didn't happen right in front of them, you know, somebody's got to say, hey, you know, this happened, and then they've got to make a determination whether or not, you know, is it, you know, something we need a caution for, or can we, you know, continue on?
Exactly. Yeah. And then you've got
when you're
Ben,
a racing admin, it's hard.
Yeah. And then you got Ben sitting in replay mode. I have a feeling Benjamin sometimes will just do that just to be able to have a better hold on the race. Because like you said, from the cockpit, it's tough to do that because you're basically texting and driving. And you're just going to cause problems for the other racers. So it's almost like, okay, I'll just retire and deal with this off track.
Yep. And that's, you'll see that the cautions will probably be a little bit more, you know, they'll be able to see them. Nate Wenzel and Matt Snyder are going to be your two lucky dogs.
Yep, watching the other round now. You see on the screen there, next week we will be at Phoenix International Raceway.
Wonder, I'm curious about one version of that. There's some, you know, they're the older versions, and there's some with the new versions where they actually have the front stretch and everything's flip-flopped. We go back green.
That is interesting. I'm not exactly sure, yeah.
Phoenix
is cool, man. I have a feeling they'll use the wide open one.
Yep. Either way, I still like Phoenix. Phoenix is another flat track, so
it's a very
another progressive banking flat track is what it is.
Yeah, and only 3 turns, really, sort of.
Yeah.
A really crazy dog-leg front stretch, I guess, is what it kind of is.
It also depends too on how you break it down. People
I guess
will
it's
say,
how you look at it. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's 4, it's 5.
Some people will say there's
2.
only 3. I say that there's 5.
Yeah.
So you got the entry of 1, exited 2. You know, 1 and 2. There's 2 different areas there. You go down the backstretch, it's straight. Go into turn, you know, 3 and 4, and then 5th is the little dog leg on the back.
Right.
I guess technically it's probably the first corner if you really think about it, because it's kind of after the start finish line. So
yeah.
They still call turn 1, you know, the old turn 3. That was the hardest thing I had to deal with. Was
what do you mean the old turn? Like, did they switch? Like,
yeah, they switched the front stretch to the back stretch.
Oh, they flipped it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
and
cool.
They did a total revamp of it when they did that. They put more progressive banking in it. The turn 3 and turn 1 of old were still kind of the same, but they changed the whole back stretch. And it's one of the craziest races to watch, like because they always have it as a championship race. I don't know if you caught any of the NASCAR, you know, championship this weekend. I just watched the highlights, but they 5-6 wide, and on restarts, there's not even a person on the a car on the track. They're all down on the infield.
I saw a replay. Yeah, it was the trucks, and they were 7 wide going through there. I saw a clip of that. That was crazy.
I was going,
I'm like, they're almost 7 wide, and then the video paused, and then they put number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm like, oh, so they actually, that's why they clipped it, obviously, because it was actually 7 wide in the truck series. Crazy.
Josh Mercurio is your current leader. He took the inside this time, where he had the outside last time. Jack Merkel currently there in second. Now, back in 7th is our 3rd place points finisher, whereas currently 3rd place in points, Austin LaPlante, so he's still in it. PQs, Josh Pugh back to green. Good start at the front there. They had even no tire spin on both of them guys. They side by side into 1 and 2. And you see Mercurio is going to get that little bit extra edge off the corner just because he was on the bottom. Merkel taking a look. He wants to see if he can get underneath him.
It's not going to be easy to pass Mercurio,
No.
man. Like, he's holding his own up there. Obviously, he's been leading most of this race. He's got 32 laps led, 21 laps led by Hughes.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're going to have to pass these guys. They're not going
And
to
then
let you go.
this is a hard track to pass, because if you got somebody that, like, you look what Mercurio's running, the line he's running, Merkel's running that same line, Hughes running that same line. There's two ways. One, you wait till they make a mistake big enough so that, as we saw earlier, Lord Peavy did, made just enough of a mistake to let Merkel by him. Or you dig out the old chrome horn,
Yeah, it's just
get
moving.
it out of the way,
Yeah.
I tell you, I raced in another league, and there was a gentleman on there. We were racing here, and of course, Martinsville, my favorite track. I was loving every minute of it, and I was in traffic.
I don't
He
know
came
what's
up,
going on
and
with my cameras.
he gave me a bump and run. And I mean, I tell you right now, it was the perfect bump and run. Didn't spin me. He just got me enough sideways so that he could get underneath me and got by me. Two, 3 laps later, I did the same thing. He goes,
Yeah,
I knew that was coming. But it
that's
was so cool because, we didn't wreck each other. We just moved each other ever so slightly to try to get by.
That's why there's fenders on these things. Yep. I always say that. It's like, that's why they put fenders on them. Yeah, the cameras got messed up. I fixed my cameras. There we go.
Then you go out and I watch you guys. Thursday night they do the Speedway Challenge series, if I'm correct. Isn't that what you guys do on Thursday?
Which one? Sorry.
The Thursday night you guys do the Speedway Challenge series. I may be saying that wrong.
Oh, at RTG, it's the
Yes.
Talladega Challenge. Yep.
Talladega Challenge, that's what it is. Sorry. And so I watched that, and old Sethy boy taking away my stealing some of my sayings. I always said, why do we put grass on the infield? Because if it's asphalt, we'll try to use it. He didn't quite say it that way, but he stole some of my material there.
Yeah.
And so goes a lap down, very, very politely, just goes to the very top, gives the leaders the room enough to go by him.
These top four are pretty consistent. We got PV, Hughes, of course, Merkel, Mercurio, Wetzel there, like you said, going a lap down. Crump in fifth. Pachon behind him.
Plant right behind him.
Yep.
Mendez actually
back up there, yeah.
Back up there, yeah. I'm just going to say. Gutierrez back up there, too. Rodrigo's back up there, so.
Yeah, there's Rodrigo, Bishop behind him. In 12th, there's Dorsey. Tate Dorsey, haven't seen much of him this evening. Obviously, he's been here. Carnby Edward in 17th, so he's a couple laps out. There's Avalar in 13th. Paulo Vitor in 14th. Matthias Yankee in 15th. Mark Snyder back there in 18th. A couple laps down as well. We're back around to Mercurio again. Retired cars this evening so far, Benjamin and Schneider and the 738 of Matt McIntyre are also out.
So we got Robert Spring on there. He's keeping us informed. But whoa, saw smoke. Would be Matt Snyder did not make the corner very well and just lit up the tires. He's on the high side. He's just trying to get away from, let the leaders have room. But
yeah,
seems to struggle a little bit with the. I think I would say it's more of the brake bias, because you with 70%, you can easily lock up that left front tire. So
yeah. Merkel to the inside, riding on board with Merkel. He got him, maybe.
Me on the bottom. That's gonna clear him here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mercurio crossover is gonna try it.
And we're riding from Mercurio now. Backed up one car to see if he can take it back. See, now that smooth line might become not so smooth, because now you're just going to try to take it back as fast as possible and hope you don't make any mistakes.
Yeah. The thing that you'll see, I think you'll think Jack will do is he knows he's quick enough. He's just going to try to run the smooth line that he wants to. Matthias Yankee pulls right over and lets him go. This is one of those rhythm tracks. Gotta get a rhythm. If you get that rhythm down, you can be very hard to beat.
Yeah, and that's where, your sound packs and stuff come into play too. Like when you've got a specific engine sound pack.
Yep.
and you can hear your tires. And you can adjust the volume settings. I'm very particular about that stuff. Like, I need to hear my tires. I need to hear my engine. I don't change the sound pack very often. I have a few times over the years, but when it's something change, I'll change it right back. The sound pack I'm using now, actually, Josh Metallic sent it to me, and it's great. I've actually kept it, which is very strange because I've been on the Kyle Petty. All I've ever done is update the Kyle Petty one. They do an update, I just update that one. It was like my favorite one, but this one's a pretty close second to that, and it's similar in how just the drone of the engine. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You just get so used to when you say about that rhythm. You don't even need to look at the tack. You can just tell riding on the roof or in the cockpit. You just know the sound it's making.
Do you know how I do on mine? Don't have to listen to the engine noise. The tack is when you're inside the car. The tack's right there in front of you. Mm-hmm. When the engine goes, whip it, it's time to lift.
Oh, okay. Oh, you take
I run
it right
so much gear. I run so much gear that the motor will tell me when to quit because it'll go. It hits the chip, and that's it. That's where you lift.
So you go right to the limiter.
Right to the limiter.
One clap and then lift it. Yeah.
Yep. I hit the start-finish line, and the tack's already turning red.
Yeah. Oh, you got her wound right up.
A lot of gear. I've lost races here because I ran out of fuel.
Oh, wow. There's Hughes in third, right behind him, Peavy in fourth. It's a little bit of a battle here for third, almost.
Jorge Ponch is back there in fifth. He's actually still hanging in there pretty good. He's got Mendez right around him there. They've been trying to fight. They're trying to get there. Gutierrez right there behind them. RJ Bishop's making his way up through there too. Dorsey. Matthias Yankee is a couple laps down, or a lap down at least. He is one lap down, yeah.
Yeah. Mark Snyder 9 laps down. Noel Wetzel 6 laps down. Carnby Edward is 3 laps down. Matthias Yankee and JP Avalar are both 1 lap down. And then the rest of the drivers, 13 positions worth, lead lap.
Porsche is trying to get by Gutierrez right here. Not underneath him, but he just can't quite get the pass done.
Dan Gutierrez is holding that middle line, like higher up the track.
Yep. He's doing a really good job on that high side.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go drop down there. Now that he's cleared him, he's going to see if he can use the track the way you should, kind of get down to that bottom.
You can see Bishop right behind him. Dorsey breathing down all their necks right there, too, just sort of watching. Again, in perfect position there, the number 6, to just, stay with these guys. And if they decide to race each other a little bit too hard, you jump on them and take a spot away. And there it is right there. Pachon slides up the track, and Dorsey's able to capitalize on that one. That's the spot right there is for 8th spot.
Great battle going on in second. Keith Hughes has actually just took over second from Mercurio.
Whoa, Peavy.
Jonathan Peavy almost went in too deep, took out Mercurio there.
Yeah.
Good, just close.
Hard on the brakes though. Holy moly.
They were running a pretty good little pack there, and then once Keith got by, he's opened up a little bit of a gap. Mercurio guy, I don't know, he's 5 seconds out in the lead and gone.
Mercurio or Merkel? Merkel, yeah. We're watching Mendez there. It's
one of those. We haven't done this for a while. You got to get used to it.
Yeah.
We got RJ Bishop's in the pit road. Austin LaPlante's on pit road. Remember, we talked about tire wear. I think this tire wear is going to be a pretty big thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so tight. Jonathan Peavy's on pit road. Jack Merkel's on pit road. Trying to find Josh. Josh is still out.
Yeah, Josh is still out. We'll follow him.
Everybody else is taking tires. They're all over his rear bumper. But you got to think about it like this. Even though The tire wear is down. The tires, he's not turning the lap times that he did earlier. He's pretty much about 4 seconds, almost 4 seconds slower, 3 seconds slower.
Yep.
Then he turns than he did on his best lap of the night.
Almost exactly 3 seconds, actually. Yeah, 22.41 and then a 19.47.
But if he can keep going, Merkel just unlapped himself. He's just trying to maybe get that. Now Mercurio's going to drop down to pit road right now.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. I thought he turned like he was gonna. Then he changed his mind.
I think he's fighting tires that are so badly worn. I think he's just sort of throwing it a bit different. He might have tried. Yeah. And maybe he just decided maybe I'll go one more.
Austin the man getting the back of a nice save.
Yeah, a very nice save.
Wow.
Loose is fast, especially when you get a hand like that. He's going for it now.
He finally decided he's had enough.
You know something, guys? I think these tires are old.
Yeah, it's time to get rid of them.
Your race leader, the number 86, probably going after full service here.
That puts Mendez out in the lead. Dorsey, Gutierrez, Ponch, and I think it's Carby.
Carnby Edward.
So now it's changing really quick because now that the leaders are pitted, who's leading a lap, who's not leading a lap, it's all kind of changing around. Dorsey's going to be in the lead right now. With people some of the guys are not pitting, you know what I mean, or have pitted and whatnot. It's going to change it around a little bit. Got to kind of wait to see where everybody comes out and falls into place.
Yep. So Mendez got a couple laps led there, Tate Dorsey as well, and so did Santiago Gutierrez. He got 3. Bishop got 1 led as well. Of course, the most laps this evening so far led by Josh Mercurio, 44. 24 laps led by Hughes and 18 laps led by Merkel from the back.
Interesting. I'm just kind of trying to keep an eye on what's going on here, but
Mercurio to the 9th.
When Dorsey and Mendez pits, that's the lead's gonna switch over back to Jack Merkel. But right now, there's only 3 cars on the lead lap.
Okay.
Merkel is one of them, so I'm wondering. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's going to happen. Where's Merkel compared to Mercurio?
Right.
So he's right behind Mercurio, about 4 or 5 car lengths. So I think if we keep going the way we're going, if Dorsey and Mendez pit, should take pretty much the rest of the top 10 and put them back on the lead lap. Although, no, because it all depends. Right now, Gutierrez is just in front of Jack Merkel. Technically, when all of that comes into play, he might still be there, but depends on if Merkel gets by him.
RJ Bishop just passed Dorsey, but that'll just be to get his lap back. Dorsey's still leading this thing.
Mendez is still out there too. He's only about 2 seconds behind him. But as we talked about before, remember how they're turning? Oh gosh, I would say almost 4 seconds a lap slower.
Yeah.
So let's see. Mercurio just hit the line with a 1990, 19.9 or 19.7.
Dorsey's slipping. He's down to 22.1 on his last lap, but everybody you see passing him is not passing him for position. They're passing him for their lap back. So
right.
Majority of the field was a lap down. Retired car, Matthias Yankee.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
He wasn't running up front, but I hate to see somebody.
And everybody had great pit stops because I was watching that screen to see if anybody got hit with a block. So they were actually entering the pits properly and keeping it under the speed limit.
Now the question is how long can Dorsey go?
Mm-hmm.
It's not too about how Josh Mercurio is actually coming up and just going right by him right now. He's going to go by him like he's sitting still. Okay, so Dorsey's finally decided I've had enough of this. He was the last one that was still out there, so Mercurio is going to reassume the lead, and as you'll see, everybody that's a lap down most of the guys that are a lap down are going to get right back on the lead lap.
Yeah, so Merkel now, and he has pitted also, is back in the lead.
Yeah, he's back in the lead. Dorsey currently is shown in second, but he's just leaving pit road, so that won't change until they go past the start-finish line, and his pit stall is just beyond the start-finish line, so we won't know until he gets out there, and that'll kind of give us an idea where everybody is and where they stand. RJ Bishop currently in the second position, so about 10 seconds behind, but still he's another one of the drivers that came from the back.
Showing on screen again that next week we'll be at Phoenix International Raceway on November 11th. So that, of course, is going to be Remembrance Day or Veterans Day. So that'll be a good race. Unfortunately, Rod won't be here, but Jeffrey Elliott will be sitting in the chair co-hosting here on Tarnation TV. So we will be live. And unfortunately, Rod, you can't make it. But you'll be back the week after, right? Because then we're going to, I think that's the final race, actually. It'll be Homestead.
Yep. I don't foresee an issue with me being back then, so.
Cool.
Plus, we got ASR coming up next Sunday.
Yes, we do. Yep. So I'm producing on Thursdays while Seth and his crew do the Talladega Challenge. So Tarnation TV will be live on Thursday for that. And then, ASR season number 3 with Brian Wolf from Fluid Studios with David Chen.
With a football-themed cars. Next season is a football-themed car. So we're going to have a bunch of new cars to download. Yep. Now.
Oh, cool.
Dorsey just got a drive-through penalty for speeding.
Oh, he did. Black flag on his 6. He's just entering.
For a bit.
He was the only one that got hit with a speeding penalty, I think, because I was watching that pretty close. He's 2 laps down currently now.
But you know what? Don't ever give up. Keep going. He'll keep pushing.
And that's the thing. He offset himself a lot because he pitted on lap 104.
He would have been almost two laps down anyways, but that just added to his penalties. So now we show him 2 right now. So the good news is he's out there on fresh tires, a little fresher than everybody else. Maybe he can just kind of work his way through the field, and hopefully maybe to get some of them positions back and get himself up a little bit.
And they're not showing any more black flag. Sorry. I was going to say, sometimes you go in for a black flag and get another one. But he's okay. He's fine.
I hate that.
Yeah, me too.
You hit the pit road speed too fast again, and then you go stop and go, and
Yeah, because under green, it's a drive-through at pit speed, no service. But if you do it a second time, then they're going to hold you, right? Yellow is
they stop you.
Yeah, they actually hold you for 10 seconds, which is horrible. So you got one chance. Your first chance is, not too bad, right? Okay, I got to drive through. You speed again. Now we're going to stop you.
Stop and go.
And if you forget to shut off your service and you actually get service, it doesn't count. You got to go around again. Turn off all your stuff.
Rodrigo and Gutierrez are going to be the lucky dogs. Pretty sure we'll see everybody down. I see Merkel already on pit road. Winston's going to probably stay out. That way he can probably just try to be the pass.
Well, the 27 washed up into Gutierrez in the 81 there and went for a ride. And it looks like the 27 of Snyder is actually on fire.
Oh, boy.
So that might be the end of his day. Yes.
So I was kind of curious to see what they would do, but a lot of the guys that were lap down elected to pit. Gutierrez and I think I said it was Rodrigo. I think Rodrigo pitted. Gutierrez did not. I don't know why he wouldn't do that. I would pit, take 4 tires. Get right back. You're going to get back. Lap back. You're going to be out there with fresh tires. You're going to start out there. Just go around and be on old tires still. That's not going to help you.
Wonder where the train went.
Wherever its next stop was, dude.
I guess so. No train. Thanks, everybody, of course, for joining us here live. This is always cool to hang out with all these people. We got, about 50 hits on the video that's Understandable, it's Tuesday night, but
Only 3 likes.
that's it? How dare you guys? You know, likes are free for the next 6 minutes.
Yep.
Hurry up and swat that like button. I hate it when people say that. Just give it a smash. Ugh.
We got Brian Wolf on there.
He should be. He was the Grand Marshal.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was off racing at Chicago. Cool.
Now, Robert Springs said that would be me, but I'm not sure where he said that would be me. Gonna have to explain a little more.
Yeah, sometimes it's out of context because we haven't seen it for 6 laps.
Ooh.
Everybody lights him up.
RJ Bishop smoked him, but still got a good launch.
Yeah, watching the restart here at the beginning of lap number, what is it? We're lap 118 of 200.
We've been having so much
82
fun.
laps left, yeah.
So much fun, we didn't even realize we're over halfway.
Yep. And that yellow, like you said, everybody came in and got some service. Did anybody pull anything fancy? It doesn't look like it. We got a black flag for Allison Rodrigo, but that's probably just a restart black, so that doesn't really count.
Well, he was one of the lucky dogs.
Him
gotcha. And Gutierrez would both receive a black flag, and then would be cleared because they were lucky dogs.
Yeah, I always try to. I panic, and then I'm like, wait a second, that's just a restart. Those get cleared. Oh, 54 is around. Alivar. Green stays up. Alivar. Avalar.
Avalar is right, yeah.
I got my L's and V's flipped around.
I got that one right because I was smart. I said, Ben, how do you say his last name?
Was I right? Is it Avalar? Okay, cool.
Avalar, yeah. So if he ever gets in the top 3 and he gets interviewed by us, he'd probably tell us if we were wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, like please correct us because, you
don't butcher the names as much as I do.
I'm pretty good. I think being a courier helped because when you deliver to people all the time and you're always getting names and spelling names and, you just I just sort of picked it up on how to pronounce stuff.
Yep.
And then there's different cultures pronounce stuff differently.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a guy at the gas station, East Indian guy, and his name's Mohit, but he spells it Mohit. Where any other country that would be Mohit.
Yeah.
But because he's the East Indian guy, it's going to be Mohit, right? The IT makes different noise, but I just sort of know that because again, I delivered to so much people in the last 25 years that you just sort of pick it up.
Merkel already 2.5 seconds out in front.
There he is there.
As you're currently seeing on the screen, he's in second.
Yellow flag up. You can see him racing the pace car. Oh, looks like we found the reason for the yellow.
Rigo spun around there on the exit of turn 2.
Oh, it looks like Peavy actually, from the 6th position, Peavy right there just got loose and nowhere for Rodrigo to go. Oh. Sean was able to get through it. Wetzel barely got her slowed down. Yeah, that could have been worse, and he gets to keep the lap he was on because he was actually in front of the pace car when that happened, so Rodrigo will get to go around. He got lucky on that one.
And our leaders are pitting. I tell you, what I saw in practice, granted, mind you, it was the other track, but it was a little rough on the right front. It's going to be a little bit of a tight setup, so any chance you can get in your pit.
Yeah.
Might change a little bit when we get near the end of the race, when we maybe only 20 laps to go, and you've been out there for 4 or 5 laps on there that you may not pit. You just keep that track position.
Looks like full service from Mercurial, yeah.
Beat him off pit road. Oh, no. He's slowing down, so that means end of the longest line penalty. Must have got caught speeding.
On Mercurial?
Merkel.
Or Merkel, oh.
Oh, yep. Just rolling around slow, letting everybody by, so.
Yeah, and under yellow, that's a longest line penalty, yeah.
Yep.
Which is a long way on a short track like this.
Yep. We'll have, hold on. we still have 16 drivers out there, so.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of flat tracks, let's check this out here. Most leaders this season in one race, the record was 11. June 3rd at the Milwaukee Mile. Speaking of flat tracks, 11 different leaders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 so far in this race.
Yeah.
Fastest lap so far. Yep.
Impressed. They're doing really good for, Martinsville.
It is, yeah.
I've raced races here that it just make your head spin.
I've tried to watch some of their fellow broadcasters will broadcast short track racing, and it's mind numbing because the whole thing's under yellow. And you know what, you really have to adopt this executable that they're using here at Maverick, because like if one car spins out,
ooh, tire spin.
You don't need to have a yellow flag. That's the problem, is when the game's calling it, it's going to call it every time, where Ben can make that call and be like, well, he's all by himself. Why pull it? You know, you made a mistake. You're going to have to try to figure out how to get that space back, like the track position back. And then we got way more green flag laps.
Oh, no. Big wreck in the corner.
Massive. Yellow flag up again.
Didn't see who, what, but I know there was a lot of
the 70? Did I see number 70? That would be Paulo Vitor.
He was one of the ones involved.
Yeah.
Ooh, looks like Merkel might have been involved in it as well.
Yes, he was, actually. Yep. Put it in slow motion.
He had nowhere to go.
Yeah, you can see Merkel on the right in the 24. He's kind of in the middle of the whole thing. He had nowhere to go, but he was able to just kind of stop. He just kind of park the car and just wait for the dust to settle and drive away. So, not his first rodeo.
Okay, well, what I see of it, Eric, I'm already screwing that up. Eric, the 54.
The 54?
Yeah, got in back of a car in front of him, and it just.
Oh, you're talking about JP Avalar.
Avalar got in the back of somebody, and it just caused a little bit of a melee.
Yeah.
Jack Merkel just was in the wrong place, the wrong time. He had nowhere to go. So.
Yeah. But like I said, it did happen in a corner, so slow speeds.
Yep.
We are running moderate damage, so therefore, short track racing, aerodynamics, Yeah. You can smash them up a little bit.
You can smash them up quite a bit here and still go. As long as you got a good, strong motor, you're pretty good.
And it looks like Avalar retired. JP Avalar, the 54, just went to the pit stall, began service, and then disappeared. And it shows on my stats, 2 laps down, the 54 JP Avalar has retired from the race. Lights are off on the pacing vehicle. Hughes and Mercurio make up the front row. Row number 2 will be Carlos Mendez and Jonathan Peavy. And it looks like Carnby Edward and Gutierrez behind him. Allison Rodrigo in there as well. Oh, I see. Somebody's moving out of line. Everybody's doing a shuffle.
Trying to get squared away.
Yeah. Mendez up there in 30. Early in the race had some pretty big, couple of pretty good tussles going on there early, but right here in the top 3 right now. It's a cool looking paint scheme too. I like that. The dark blue and the red.
Yep. Mercurio got a pretty good jump launch, and he's gotten himself out there in the front. You get Hughes behind him. As you were saying, Rodrigo, Mendez, sorry. And then PV.
Yeah, and then behind them we've got Gutierrez and is Rodrigo for position. Yep, in 6th position. Allison Rodrigo. RJ Bishop right behind them. There's Pashon and
Crop going backwards.
Yep. Merkel right there next to Dorsey. The 92 Austin LaPlante in 12th. And then in 14th position, Carnby Edward, who's 13th.
We're down to 15
Paulo
drivers
Vitor.
left running.
There's Vitor there in 13th. So he's just a little bit out of cycle just because of the lap traffic and the pitting.
Don't don't know why more leagues don't run Martinsville like this. I mean, like you said, I think this is awesome.
I think it's great. And it is a big deal with the custom executable to launch the game on the server side. So the clients don't need a custom executable.
What's great about
they are
it,
able to control the yellow flags. You know, you can go green earlier.
Yep.
And you
That's
can
what
be
I'm
like,
saying.
look, it's not worth calling, just leave it.
That's why I always say too, because you're 5 laps minimal under yellow flag conditions.
Yeah.
Every caution.
Yeah.
That's, you're not going to change it. That's the way it's written into the code. And then if you have a lap down car, that's 6.
Yes.
Now you just say, all right, we're only going to do 2 laps. First time by lead lap cars can pit. Second time by lap down cars can pit. Then we're going green.
Yep. Or if you had a couple of quick ones, maybe they don't even bother. Just do, and on a road course, it's a big help because you can actually have a yellow and then have it green before you even get back around.
Yeah.
I mean, you do want to let people pit if they want to pit, but at least you're not doing 3 laps on a road course. Oh, we got an accident there. Oh, see again, like right there, there's a car upside down, so they're probably going to pull yellow.
The thing with that though, there's a complaint I had with the league that I ran that did it that way. You'd have 1 lap, it would be 2 laps. The next time around it would be, that was Austin the plant that
It was. He's on fire now too. So I don't know if that was a cool down scenario. The green stayed up. He went over. And he's going to have to park that thing. I don't think they can get that fixed. They might be able to get it fixed. I've seen that happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the car hasn't disappeared yet, so they're going to give it a shot.
You got to keep going, especially if you're in the points.
Yeah.
And, you have a bad night, can jeopardize your night. Just keep it going, get it back out there. Try to pick up as many positions as you can. So.
And even at an intermediate track, RPM. But I mean, here, if you're not getting optimal RPM, he might just run a different gear. Like, you could run 3rd if 4th's damaged.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, this one here, 3rd gear and 4th gear is exactly the same.
Perfect.
A lot of guys will do that. That way, should you happen to lose 4th gear, you can just go down to 3rd and you're good.
Yeah, you don't have to
sliding it in there deep. Like he's occasionally been doing that all night.
Or if you want to go, like you said, if you're 3rd and 4th are the same and you're just running 3rd and you damage 3rd, now you can just go by it to 4th and not lose any time. Especially if you're using a sequential shifter, or if you're using H pattern, even better, just skip it.
Yep. But see, I always have a 3rd gear is kind of a passing gear, get off the corner quicker in traffic, But you gotta think about it like this too, Nate Wenzel's out there, he's 10 laps down, but he's still going, And so he's got Austin LaPlante, he's retired with an accident, so they couldn't fix that car. So now, we still got plenty of time. He's going to make up at least 1 position there, to move himself from 15th up to 14th. So that's why you keep going.
So you say, Noah Wetzel 10 laps down. LaPlante just retired. 4 laps down. So in the next 5 laps down now. So in the next 5 laps, Noah takes that spot. Noah takes those points. And we've still got, 40 laps? What do we... Yeah, we're still 60 laps till this race is over.
About
62.
52.
Am I doing it wrong?
Laps.
Yeah, 52.
52 laps.
But even if he's got it, maybe there is gearbox damage. Like, we don't even know. It doesn't matter. The thing's running. He's driving.
You might want to put the camera on first and second. Circles right on Mercurio's rear bumper.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're talking about Noah. Now we're talking about these guys.
Merkel is all over the rear bumper of Josh Mercurio. Josh just hits him. Just kind of, like I said, it gets a little tight on the exit there. He just grazed the wall. I think both of them did that time. Merkel just a good run off that corner, but he ain't quite yet. Merkel just drove it in there. Nothing Mercurio could do. Put Jack Merkel out front.
Wow. It's amazing how Josh is so good at holding him back, but once he gets that nose in, he's gone.
Yeah.
And like Josh isn't going to let him go.
No.
But it is like, it's once he just gets that nose in there, it's almost like you can't, you risk spinning yourself out and it's not worth it.
I don't remember exactly when the last they pitted, but I know they could do probably about 75 laps on fuel. But I kind of wonder, you're not going to be able to do that on tires. I think you'll probably see, if we don't get a caution, we may see quite possibly some green flag pit stops, which would be very cool.
Yeah.
This is one of those tracks where 45 mile an hour pit road speed, enter in turn 3, exit in turn 2. So you're running almost, probably 70% of the track on pit road.
Right.
It's slow.
Excruciating.
At 45 miles an hour.
Yeah. We're just watching here the battle for second place. Hughes has it. Peavy took third away from Mercurio. So the 86 falls back to fourth.
These guys have been running like that off and on throughout the night. Just like, I think Hughes and Peavy are just saving their tires a little better, maybe. I know it sounds funny at a track like this, saving tires, but if you run it too hard, you get that right front too hot, you're going to burn it down, and then you'll see Mercurio just kind of pay the price for that, as them guys that were saving a little bit. He's got RJ Bishop kind of, creeping up on him. He might be able to take that spot from him too. So there we go. I think that, maybe we may or may not have to have another pit stop. They may be able to go the distance. I know they can do it on fuel. Whether or not they can do it on tires is another,
What is the fuel window?
About 75 laps.
Okay, yeah. So you're thinking, tires might be, they could probably make it on tires too, but that's being ultra conservative, and most of these guys aren't doing that. Even if you got a good 10 laps where you're racing the hell out of that thing, you're pushing those tires off.
It's not a fuel mileage thing. It's more of just you got to go to as far as you can on the tires, and you got to be kind of careful with them. As like I said, RJ Bishop did make the pass there, as you saw on the TV, that he made the pass on Mercurio. So now, if you're now we got Keith Hughes on pit road. We got Carby, Mercurio all on pit road.
Mercurio's back there on pit road too. He's just out of the turn.
Watching Merkel, see what he's doing. He's got a pretty good lead on everybody, but you would think they start doing that, you might want to think about getting in there and getting them tires.
Pace car's parked in a fun position.
Isn't that neat?
That's weird. Yeah,
right in the middle of everything. Yeah. I saw that earlier.
He's like, seventh on pit road for some reason.
If you're Jack Merkel, you're not. Yeah, you're 3 seconds off the pace from what your fastest lap is. If you're not hurting your tires and you think, there's going to be another caution, if you stay out there and you take all your major competitors, which are, Hughes, Mercurio, and Peavy. Now, as I say that, he goes down pit road right now. Interesting to see how much time they make up on him. I think RJ Bishop, we're going to have to see where he's at. It's funny. Merkel's coming in as PV is leaving.
Yeah.
They just switched over on the pit road there. Think about that. They pitted different laps, So now we got RJ Bishop in. That puts Gutierrez out in the lead. See smoke, no yellow flags. Gutierrez, he's trying to, looking at where the other guys are. So he's got Merkel a lap down. He doesn't have
the 81.
Got Merkel right behind him. So, but you also there we go. I was just going to say RJ Bishop wasn't quite a lap down yet, but I think that'll happen here very soon. Yep, there he goes. So Merkel's just gone past Gutierrez, got his lap back.
Right, so Gutierrez will retain. Like, that wasn't for position, not yet anyway.
Right, but then you got...
Tate is actually racing the 81 for position, but Tate's about 6 to 7 seconds back.
Yeah. These other guys are just out there with new tires, just basically unlapping themselves.
Yeah.
I think... Okay, Gutierrez, the way he come off that corner, he is headed to pit road right now.
So, why was the red light on for pit road? That was strange.
I didn't see that.
That was weird. I'm going to back that up there. When he came in, you can see at the top right of your screen there, the red flag is out on pit road like it's closed. That doesn't make any sense.
Just gonna say that corner workers, getting into the Bud Light a little too much.
Yeah, our track marshals, I think you're right. That one, I don't even know if it was Bud Light. It might be something more like Guinness. He might be hitting the good stuff.
Yeah, I guess could be.
Yeah, that's not light beer. He's out there holding red flags for no reason, that guy.
Yeah, that gives the lead over to Tate Dorsey. And
who is that marshal down there? Is that Jeffrey Elliott?
I bet you it is. I don't know if Jeffrey Elliott drinks. Can you imagine that?
They know. No. I don't think he does, no.
He's hard enough guy to handle sober.
That's what I mean, yeah. Maybe we should get a couple pints in him. Give him a flag.
Tate Dorsey headed for pit road. He's finally given up, and he's going to go in and get his tires. That should lead over to Mendez.
Right, the 34 of Carlos Mendez will get out there and lead some laps. He's also on pit road, though, too, so no, he will not. Carlos does have 2 laps led this evening, though, so he will get a couple of points. Nope, we lost him. What happened? There he is.
After everything's cycled all through,
Merkel
puts Merkel back out front. Mercurio. Dorsey has not quite got through the whole cycle yet, so I think that should be
thing. Yeah, short track. You got the stripe is in the middle of pit lane, so half the guys are pitting past the stripe, half the guys are pitting before the stripe, so it always takes about 3 or 4 laps. And
Dorsey
your ticker will be proper.
Dorsey was still on pit road, and them guys all went by. So Hughes for 3rd, RJ Bishop for 4th, and PB in 2nd.
Because I'm so good at math, but 26 laps to go. Robert Spring in the chat there. Good to see the awesome graphics back. You're welcome. It's a 10-year-old computer, man. I built this thing in 2015. I'm running a video card. It's the GTX 960. Can you believe it? So I'm running a 960, so there's been 1060, 2060, 3060, 4060, and they're up to 5060. I'm 6 generations behind. Wait till I build a new one. That's going to be awesome.
You keep saying you want to build a new one for doing this.
Yeah, there's
step up the program.
Pretty good money that, and I can run Reshade on here, which will, the game won't look any different, but you can make it look different with Reshade, and Reshade takes a lot of horsepower. So I've done it before, but it really does take a performance hit. But
you get up there in the 12 core, 60 something megs of RAM.
Like right now I'm running
M.2s. You'll be sailing it.
Yeah, right now I'm on 24 gigs of RAM, so that helps. And
that's what I do.
That old card's a workhorse, man. Like, I don't even care. That card's amazing. So I can just imagine with Reshade running on here. Holy moly, what I can do, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see.
So something, I was going to bring this up. You're watching a little FRN, Flat Out Racing Network.
Yep.
They take race breaks. What's up with that?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
We don't take race breaks. Come on.
Nope. They must be really sad on Thursdays for me producing it because they have to keep talking the whole time. Some of the races are pretty long, though. And I'm surprised they take race breaks because there's more than one broadcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you had to leave, I could cover you. If I had to leave, you could cover me.
Absolutely.
So you don't really need to stop I mean, obviously you start chatting, obviously, with your partner, but yeah, they've got... I mean, we have taken breaks before. I think I could put a different screen up or something.
Well, yeah, we did that when we have technical difficulties or whatever. But
weird
it was like,
stuff.
I went up there and I ran a ASR last couple of races. Brian Wolf, I don't know if he's still on there. He found my rear bumper twice.
Nice.
Yeah, no. One took me out of the race, but either way. Then it was just racing deals,
Talladega?
Yeah.
Yep.
I just went in there just so that I had a little more insight for Sundays.
Gotcha.
Had a lot of fun racing with the guys, and it was good. It was a good time. Like I said, FRN. I was watching the broadcast, and I'm like, what's up with this race breaks? I mean, we know they have nice chairs, they have all that great stuff in there. You know what I mean? But
FRN Studios.
Yeah. But race breaks? I mean, come on. Down to about 17 laps to go here.
Seth's probably watching this going, those guys don't take breaks.
Yeah.
There's a cluster going on here, but this cluster's a mixed match of there's Mercurio in second, Rodrigo in seventh, Gutierrez in eighth, and then ninth place Crump. So those three cars are racing each other, where Mercurio is actually a lap ahead of all three of them.
Yeah. And he's trying to get through this traffic as gentle as he can, trying to keep that second place position. I think, was it Gutierrez, Rodrigo, and Crocodile Crump? I think they all pitted later than he did.
And they're all on the same lap, too. So they're actually a lap down racing each other. And then 86 is sort of caught in this nest right now where he's on the lead lap with Merkel, but he's sort of getting not really slowed down. He's just got to sort of navigate the traffic.
He's got R.J. Bishop and Keith Hughes right behind him, so... And Peavy right there, too, as well, so... just what we've seen through the night, Mercurial does not have a long run setup in that thing, so it's just not quite getting there. When it gets down to the end of it, they seem to kind of catch up and run him down.
And we've been green for a really long time. This has been a phenomenal race. We're looking at the 86, and we're looking at the 78 and the 82 all on your screen right here. They're all racing for position. They're all racing for second.
PV's right there behind him as well. I mean, he's not that far behind. He's right there.
Bishop able to pull up to the right side of the 86 of Mercurio, trying to look up the outside, taps the wall.
Hard way to do it. Hard way to do it. Not
it's working
impossible.
though.
Not impossible, but it's hard
working.
way to do it. He did it. He got it done. And get
What
that
a
better
run
run
off
on.
the corner. Wow. He got that thing hooked up and just went for it. That was perfect.
Fresher tires, that'll do that. I've done that. I've done that on the restarts within the first 3 laps. I've been able to do that, but after that, you can't do it. And so that's pretty impressive for R.J. Bishop to be able to run around there. But like you said, R.J. Bishop and pitted a little later, so he's got a little bit fresher tires.
Hughes trying to do it too. He's been side by side with Mercurio for the last few laps here. The number 6 of Dorsey is not part of this race, but he's definitely got a better tire situation, I think.
Yeah, he's on fresher tires for sure.
Yeah.
And I think Victor and him are trying to race for position.
Vitor and the 6.
No, yeah, they are, because Vitor's 4 laps. Okay.
He's out of it. Yeah, 4 laps away.
Just wanted to check that because I saw, Mercurio on pit road.
9 laps to go. Peavy was coming up on him, so there's Peavy there taking that position away. Crump is a few laps back. Actually, Peavy's around. This might be a yellow flag.
So Mercurio went in, took 2 tires.
Maybe not. Green stays up. Merkel navigated that. You just saw him slide around them. Very, very nice. Crump and Peavy both headed to the pits.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. So I wonder what. Maybe Mercurio was at the end of the run.
He like I said, he'd been struggling through the long run all night. When it got down to the end of it, them guys always seemed to run him down and kind of catch up to him. Be interesting. I'm sure Merkel's tires are going to get down there, but you got to keep going. Stay out there, go.
Yeah, Bishop in second currently now. Of course, he's 8 seconds behind Merkel. The closest race we're having right now is probably for 4th with Gutierrez and Pachon. I don't see Pachon. Oh, there he is.
So, Mercurio is out there and he's just sailing through the corners, just catching up to Hughes. He's going to run out of time to really, to get those tires, I think. He has not running around any of the guys that are all lapped down.
Yeah, I think the 72 of Pachon has to pit because he's getting lapped by everybody also. RJ Bishop in second place, held up here by lap traffic.
Trying to find out where. Okay, so Vitor is more than one lap down. Dorsey is 1 lap down, and it's the next car that Mercurio can actually catch. He is going into turn 3 as Mercurio's coming off of 2. So
yeah, according to the interval, it looks like they're about 8 seconds away from each other. 7 or 8 seconds away from each other. Yeah.
I don't know, if that was the best strategy, but there again, it may have been just a forced strategy. If that right front tire has gotten down to the point where, he weren't going to finish the race, he had to do what he had to do.
White flag. Merkel takes the white flag. He's 1/4 mile away from winning this thing. 80 laps led right now, so that'll be 81 laps led. Compared to Mercurio with 69 laps led, was able to come from the back, win the race, lead the most laps, and again, with the interval being 6.98 seconds. Unbelievable.
A race.
Very good race. With the last 100 laps, I think we ran up maybe with 1 yellow. A couple of yellows, but not as much as you'd think. Very, very good race.
Save the export, so Mercurio is going for the jump. Just into the grandstand. Comes back in. Oh, he's inside barrel. It's a pretty good burnout by Merkel there. I look over at the broadcast and all I can see is smoke.
That's probably about all you're getting. Yep. Oh, we lost him. There he is. We'll pause it because he quit too quick. Congratulations to Jack Merkel on another lesson in how to do it.
Well, what do you say we grab the 3rd place guy and see if we can get a little chat with him?
You do your thing and I'll collect all the other info.
All right, so 3rd place tonight, Keith Hughes. Didn't have anything for Jack Merkel tonight, buddy. You ran up front all through the whole night. Geez, tell us a little about this event for tonight.
Yeah, I didn't have the speed to keep the tire on it, so I just kind of nursed it around and came home with the podium. So, just trying to stay out of trouble. Got a little bit early. Happened to be starting on the outside. Got kind of 3 wide, shot up into the wall. Gave me a little damage, and after that, I was a little slower. But I don't know if I could have got higher than 2nd or 1st. But I mean, I don't think I'd have. 3rd place is pretty good. I mean, I'm not disappointed. It could be worse.
With the long green flag runs like that, to the point where you actually had to do green flag pit stops, some of the strategy of who stopped earlier, worked out good for Mercurial for a little bit, and then at the end of that, kind of run where some of them guys had to pit again, so it kind of slowed them down a little bit. But like I said, you were running right there all night long. Not quite the Merkel speed, but you, Bishop, and PV all seem to be just kind of mirroring each other. And you get to about a certain lap, you guys would all be right next to each other, and then you'd kind of separate again. It was kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, that's fun. The strategy's working out. I tried to run along the first couple, but then the last one, short pitting is what I wanted to do, and I wasn't able to save as much as RJ, so I probably should have pushed it a little farther to get second, but I'll take third.
Yeah, now big question I have is, so I put about 70 laps into practice earlier with the other track. I'm a big fan of Martinsville, so I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play. Did you feel, though, that this track drove a little different? Was the setup the same? You know what I mean? Did you think that, because I noticed that with the other track, you were pretty hard on that right front.
Oh, yeah, it's about the same. It was actually a little wider for this one. So you had a little more room to run in the turns because of that apron on that newer version kind of sticks out a little bit. So it gave you a lot more room. I think that might have helped actually overall the race conditions because gave us a little more room to beat and bang and give each other some space and not wreck all each other, which for a Maverick race tonight was pretty tame, I thought.
Like I said, we stepped up to Bristol and not be ashamed to admit it. I said this is going to be a horror show, and it was probably one of the best races that we've had at Maverick all season. Same thing tonight. I didn't really think it was going to be like that, but I was like, this could be interesting because breaking points so much. Breaking is so important here, and we saw one of the greatest short track races that you guys could ever possibly had. I think it was, an awesome race.
Yeah, I don't know the correlation because Bristol's when I really started kind of playing like Goodyear and making that tire fall off, like really aggressive. And since then, I've done it every track, and we've gotten very clean races because everybody's trying to protect that right front from blowing up.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because my open setup, you don't hurt the right front tire. Robert Spring is one of the guys we got into the video that we're doing here. He's been talking to us all night, and I threw my setup at him, and he was like, "This thing doesn't burn up tires." I said, "Nope, not at all." But I think with you guys, with this league, with the different drivers that you had in here, like I said, you couldn't take my setup, put it in here, and say, "Hey, have fun, guys." You'd be yellow flag after yellow flag after yellow flag. I run something like 62 or 61% brake bias, and the gearing is way different, and you'd have a lot more cautions just because it's hard to drive.
Yeah, that's the idea, is to make it where everybody can be successful, and that means just not self-spinning every corner, and that's the main goal. If you can get people not self-spinning in Maverick, that's the big thing. And the setups people hate, they can hate them all they want to, but I'm not going to run a race when everybody's self-spinning every lap, and we're just going to pace. Not doing it.
I was impressed with it. The setup, it was, like I said, to me it was tight, but it was a setup that you could go into the corner, kind of snap off the brake a little bit, set, and then just boom, hit the gas, and it did well, although it was a little bit harsh on the right front.
Yep, that's purposeful. I want them to take care of that right front so they don't drive as aggressive, and that's kind of helped, I think. So,
who does this setup, or who did this setup?
Me and Tate worked on it together. I kind of did the chassis part of it, and he did the gearing.
Gearing, I'd complain about the gearing.
Well, I like it because we could, if you break third, you could use fourth.
Right, and
it gave you two top gears, and a lot of times, a lot of Maverick drivers, and in general, in ours, kind of finicky with gear breaks. So
yeah.
I like to give people an opportunity, and just in case they get unlucky, they have another gear they could use. That's the main idea. If we had 5 gears, it would be great. But since we only have 4, we have to do what we have to do.
The biggest thing I was thinking, the separation between second gear and third gear. You know what I mean? It was such a big separation. I'm surprised that we didn't see more people spin going on a pit road when you go from third to second. That was my only concern with it. But
yeah, I don't think anybody spun coming in.
No, it was a great race. I tell you, I give props to you guys on the setup. I thought for like an open setup race, that like no matter what, I said the setup was, to me it was tight, but it was a setup that was comfortable to drive, easier to drive for the amount of people that you have in here, because there's so many different variations. So I think you guys did a great job with the setup of it.
Yep, like that's what the goal is always. I guess it's green flag runs, and that's the most important thing. It don't matter how good the setup is if you're not doing green laps. So
that's true. All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on your third place. I'm going to give you the floor, and you can thank the people that got you here, buddy.
I want to thank my family and my cats for being on my car, and just thank y'all for broadcasting. That's all I got.
There you go. There's your third place finisher for tonight, Keith Hughes.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
So now we get to the RJ Bishop guy, old Monster Java car. Yeah, he loves your Monster Java.
That's why I decided to run it.
So you ran pretty much up front most of the night. You seem to be one of the guys that had a little bit better, I'd say, grasp of it in a long run.
In a way, yeah. I was trying to push my tires at the start of the run and then try to save them too, but I was just doing the best I could with them.
And I don't think Blaine can say this more than I do, because I don't have the points up in front of me, but you haven't made every race this season, correct?
I have not. I think I missed like a 2 or 3 or something like that.
You're just one of them guys here that's just showing up to try to win them and take them away from them. That's all.
Pretty much.
I like racing with RJ. We did the that fun race with SMO, man. It was probably the hardest broadcast that we ever had to do, just keeping track of everything. But you had a lot of fun in that race.
It says here, RJ has started 20 races. So yeah, it looks like he missed one.
Oh, I thought I missed more than one.
No, it might have been 2 actually, because this is race 22.
I know I missed Pocono and one other one.
Yeah, so it would have been 2 races. Yeah, because this is race 22. So the current stats say you started 19. Of course, you're here tonight, so you started 20. So yeah, only missed 2 races. 8th place coming into this thing in the points.
There you go. Is your plan next year to come in here and try to dominate this thing, or are you just going to kind of
try to?
Yeah. Are you going to make every race next year, or are you going to kind of,
doubt it?
Life gets busy, gives us other things to do,
Pretty much.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm going to give you the chance, give the floor to you to thank the people that got you here, and we'll get on to that Jack Merkel fella.
Yeah, I would have to thank Toyota for being the car, Monster, Java, or Monster in general, but and Fortnite Squad Racing.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
You playing that new Simpsons thing they just came out with?
Not yet.
Looks
I'm
pretty
waiting.
wild.
But thank all my teammates and whatnot for dealing with my crap every week. But that's about it.
Congratulations on your 2nd place finish, and hopefully next year you come up here and give a whooping on these boys.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Phoenix. That should be a fun one.
Should be for me at least, since it's home territory.
There you go. I have to say it. I've never played a stitch of Fortnite, so no idea what it's about.
It's free, so it's fun.
Okay. All right, RJ. Well, congratulations on your 2nd place finish. We'll get you out of here.
Thanks, RJ.
Good job, buddy. Last but not least, is that how they say it? No, because you can't say that about Jack Merkel, because he's never last. Well, he's only had one bad race the whole year, and that was because of a disconnect issue. And he goes out tonight, does his usual thing, starts on the pole, goes to the back, works his way to the front. I think I figured it out. With lap 2, you had already gained about 10 positions, and come out, put a clinic on these guys, and end out winning the race tonight.
And
Tell us a
leading
little
the
bit
first
about it.
laps. Don't forget that part.
Oh,
too.
yeah, don't
82
forget
laps
that.
left. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely starting back. I was definitely worried that it was going to take me a while to get up front, and then learned pretty early on that I could drive it in harder than anybody else could. So I just used that to my advantage, and knew I could be maybe half a crawling back, and I could get beside them by the time we got to the corner. So it made getting through traffic and everything a lot easier. And then just trying to keep it up front and knowing I wouldn't have to really worry about anybody getting inside of me because I knew I could outbrake them. So I wasn't really too worried about that. It was just make sure I get to the front and make sure I could stay there with it.
I asked, I think it was RJ, I asked Hughes about the difference because earlier we had a different track and then we switched over to this track. Just kind of, Hughes said that the only thing that he thought, pretty much the same setup, same deal, and he thinks this newer track was a little bit better because the other track, the curbing is out further, so it made the track actually a little bit wider by running this other one. Did you find anything different between the setups from each track?
It felt a little bit, I know it was the same setup, but I guess the grip in the track or something, it felt a little bit more stable under braking coming into the corner, so I could drive it in a little harder, more consistently. And then, it's wide on the corner exits and stuff like that, which the gearing we had, getting loose and getting some wheel spin wasn't really a problem. It was all tight, so it was just making sure you didn't smack the outside wall and lose any kind of run you had.
See, I love me some Martinsville. I've been looking forward to this race all year. I put 70 laps in practice. I was out there third on the ward, and then all of a sudden this Jack Merkel guy come in, RJ Bishop guy came in, Hughes come in. Next thing you know, I'm down to 8th. You guys, took a guy that just loves Martinsville and made me look kind of slow,
Yeah, I didn't think, I ran some laps before and I didn't really like it. I didn't really think I was going to be super fast, and I came in and ran a couple laps, and then I'd have one lap every once in a while where I could run pretty fast, but usually on that other track I was pretty consistently like about the same as everybody else, maybe a 10th ahead, but it wasn't a lot. And then we switched over to this other track, which I can't even tell you how many races I've done on the version of the track that we did. So I knew I could put it together and just had to be consistent with being fast. And then I think I ended up running like faster than my pole time during the race, just trying to get to Josh at the end of that race there.
Yeah, see, I've always noticed if you've ever done an open setup here, and I've sat there and spent maybe an hour on a qualifying setup, and you're still faster with the race setup.
Oh, yeah. And it's weird because NR does a weird thing. I don't know if it's because it goes to 1x frequency or if it's got more grip in qualifying or what, but it always seems like qualifying you're a little bit faster. But short tracks like this, it's usually in the race. Once you get into a heat of it, you can usually run a faster lap than you could even qualifying.
And trying to do a qualifying setup here never really seems to work.
No.
You're better off with your race setup. You just go out and just run it, and and you actually will turn it better. And like you said, it changes when you get into qualifying, so that that 1x change. If you're running 2x or 3x, and you change it to 1x for qualifying, it definitely makes a difference.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a challenging race for sure, especially at the end when I had to go back because I got that black flag for speeding.
Yep, saw that.
And was worried I wasn't going to get back up there, and luckily I was able to get. It seemed like Josh was about the same speed as me in the first part of a run, but then he would fall off a lot sooner than I did, and I could really make it up. And I think I was that when I got to second, and I was catching him like 3 or 4 tenths a lap, just being able to get in there, be consistent at a 19.7, and just run that all race. And he might have been able to run like a 19.6 at the start of the run, but he'd drop off, a second and a half by the end of it. I'd only drop off, 7 tenths. So I could just walk away from him if I ever got in front of him. But that was the problem, was getting in front of him.
Hard track to pass unless they make a mistake.
Yeah, it was partly. Usually it's pretty good. I think it was partly because we did a setup where you don't have to worry about shifting.
Right.
Usually when you can shift and you can get some RPM off the corner, you can try and get a run out of the corner. But it being such low in RPM and everybody's in the same gear no matter what, it was really hard to get a run off the corner unless they messed up. And you would have to hope that it was on the exit so that you could get a run on them. See,
like with me, when I talk, like I'm a big fan of Martinsville. with my open setups, I always run a little bit different third gear than fourth gear. They're really close, but I run that third gear, so for after the restarts, I can run maybe a lap, 2 laps, maybe even 3 laps in third gear. That gets that little extra RPM to get up off the corner. And then once you kind of break away from it a little bit, you'd shift into fourth, which is basically the gear you'd want to run.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the gear they had tonight. I
didn't like it either.
It was too low, because I would run around, around above 6, maybe 6.11. They were running 5.7. But I didn't like the spread between second and third. It was too much.
I was fine with it being a non-shifting. I just wish they would have maybe clicked the gear up a little bit in third.
Yep.
I'm fine with maybe touching the rev limiter on corner entry because we get the extra drive out of the corner. That's how I usually like to run it. So it was a little weird having to get used to it being the opposite. But I mean, once you get used to it, it's just clicking off laps and being consistent with it.
Oh, no, like I said, I thought the setup was great. As far as, when you have an open setup, a fixed setup league, you got to be able to make sure that you're making a setup that everybody can drive. And for that part, they did an awesome job. Mind you, it was a little bit tight. It was a little rough on the right front, which also made for better racing too, because you had to think about what you were doing. Just didn't like that separation from second to third. It was just too much in my book.
Yeah, I could keep it consistent for most of the tire run, but then we get to a point where the front tire would be at about 30%, and it would just
drop.
It was like a dump truck at that point.
Yep.
It was a pretty sudden fall off. But
yeah, we see
you
that
could really
all
tell
night.
when it happened.
See all night the guys that were a little bit too harsh on it in the beginning of the run, all of a sudden they'd be doing good, and they'd just they just drop.
Yeah, I was worried about it, but apparently I was able to do it just a little bit better than the people I needed to do it. RJ was catching me at the end, but I was a little bit too late. But he was definitely catching me pretty hard. So if we went like another 5 or 10 laps, I wouldn't have made it. My right front tire went red, coming off a 2 on the white flag, and he would have caught me if we had another 5 laps. So I'm glad it ended when it did.
Always gotta love that. So, all right, buddy. Well, I'm gonna give you the chance to, unless Blaine's got something he'd like to add.
No, we're all good. I was kind of interested about the setup thing, but you guys answered that a couple of times. Like from the track change, that setup just got applied to this track, and it wasn't really much of didn't alter it much.
It worked out because it's still Martinsville, but it was it definitely felt like it was better on this track than it was the other track.
Oh, okay.
Also, I did officially lock up the points title with that tonight.
Oh, very cool. So now what are we going to do?
If I finished ahead of Josh in any way, I won it, and then it was like a big thing, but because I finished ahead of him, I locked it up. I can miss the next 2 races, and he can max point, and I would still win by like 50 or 60.
Ah, cool.
We're taking a vacation, and we're going to come back and kind of put the period on top of that thing.
Yeah.
Well, we can technically say congratulations on your championship.
Thank you.
Had a great year.
Y'all again after Homestead to officially celebrate it.
Yeah,
There you
lock it
go.
right in there. Yep.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll give you a chance, the opportunity to thank the people that got you here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at Homestead. I won't be here next week, but I'll be looking forward to crowning the champion there, and we'll get you up in the booth no matter what you do. Pretty sure you'll be up here anyways, but thank the people that got you here, bud.
Just thanks to the Fortnite squad for another car, and then thanks to everybody for running me clean all season. It was fun with Josh. It's unfortunate that he missed a couple races and it didn't really lay out like it needed to, but I'm glad I was able to get it done, and hopefully I can run it back again next year.
That's short and sweet.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'll get you a long one at Homestead.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
You'll like the new intro I used for the video too, because I put there's a little 24 montage at the end of it.
Okay,
I sent it to Ben for approval. He goes, "Oh, I like how you put well, the guy's dominating the season. I gotta put him in the intro."
I appreciate that. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's right at the start when I let the countdown hit 0 and then I launch a video before we start talking. That typo negative song plays, and I always put something. But yeah, I rebuilt it Ben
Just for
requested a custom Maverick one. I'm like, oh, we got enough replays we can use, so we went.
Yeah.
We peeled through all the replays and put a thing together. So there we go.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
And I think what next you got to do next year though is I think you really should do it next year again. But so you remember how you did the Ben pit stop?
Yes,
You need to do a Jack Merkel pit stop. So
I would need a Jack Merkel replay. Yep.
Okay.
Or I can just drive the Merkel car and do it. It would be a horrible pit stop if I was behind the wheel.
Well, if you need one, do y'all get those replays out of the replay folder?
Yeah.
I uploaded my version of the Martinsville replay for this because Ben didn't get it. So if you need one, I uploaded both Martinsville and Road America. So if you need to get one, both of those are my replays.
Oh, sweet. Can I find that through what? Like probably the Discord's got links.
Yeah, I will send you the link to it.
Sweet. Yeah, I should do that. Grab a couple of replays from different people so I can actually get pit crew stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Congratulations on your championship. We will definitely, hang out with you a little bit more and get to talk with you more at Homestead. And good job on your win tonight.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
There we go, buddy. That was a good race. I was very surprised.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
And, all the hype that people talked about, Maverick this, Maverick that, and the first race at Daytona was, it was okay, but it was a little bit of a horror show. But, coming to Bristol, coming here, unreal. Green flag pit stops and both of those tracks. These guys are doing really good.
The short tracks have been the best races, I think. It's weird.
I think so. Some of the road courses have been, phenomenal.
Yeah, the road courses are always good. And it really does. It leans on the fact that on the server side, they use that special executable where they can control the yellows. Because a lot of times in this race too, like the game would have pulled, what did we end up doing? We had 8 caution flags tonight with a total of 30 laps under yellow, and that's a 200 lap race.
Yeah.
And only 30 of them were under yellow flag conditions, and if the game was calling the yellows,
oh god,
we'd have had 10 more.
Well, a lot more than that.
For probably
every
10 or 15, every single car's spin would have been, because there's enough cars on the track to be impeded by that single car spin. You're talking another 15 yellows. We'd have been up near 20.
You'd have every caution flag would have 5 laps of caution.
Yeah.
Plus, if you had a lap down car, you'd have 6 laps of caution. So, no, I think that executable,
the executable, yeah.
Executable.
Yeah.
At
And the fact
is the ideal thing because it's just 2 laps, boom, we're going back racing.
And the road courses too, same deal, where you can literally just have a yellow for half a lap and go green again. You don't even need to if you were racing at Circuit of the Americas, which is 3.5 miles long, it's massive.
Yep.
It's murder if you were under yellow for 3 laps there.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd take 10 minutes. And it's not good for a broadcast, but when you're controlling yellows and it's almost like you're just localizing the yellows, okay, there's an accident, let everybody get figured out, tighten back up again and go green within three turns. Especially if it's being broadcasted live, this is the way to do it because, they can make those calls.
The only thing, like I said, I always talk about how TNP does it. The only difference they have is they let the game bring the caution out, but yet they control when you go back, which is 2 laps.
Yeah.
And I think that's, although sometimes, in certain leagues and certain situations, that's not the ideal way. If you're doing it like they're doing it where they can control it, so that way if there's just a single car spin, but maybe they go out and, in a little bit of the traffic, whatever, but nobody hits them, whatever, and they just let them spin it out and keep going. It does definitely save a lot of caution flag laps.
I know Randall Coleman over at Fast, they use a different executable as well, but it's actually client side, so everybody has to have that executable that you launch the game. You have to, otherwise you won't even be able to connect to the server. It doesn't talk well with FreeCam at all. FreeCam doesn't even think the game's running. but I don't know why it has to be client side. It must have something to do with maybe they're running a modified physics package. Maybe there's other things involved with that, but either way, it's a good racing.
As much as I know of it, some of that executables like that are also anti-cheat. You know, they can they have them like that to help out, so that unfortunately there are ways to cheat in this game, which sucks, and it's hard to believe that people would actually use that or take advantage of it, but it happens, and so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you can see there on screen too. We're looking at the 2026 schedule, and see there Daytona. There will be a link up. Ben actually sent me the logos for next year's Fun Coast 500. So that'll be, as you can see, March 3rd will be the first race of the 2026 season. Some new tracks on the list. Mexico City, that's a road course. And Montreal, Quebec, the Canada gets its own race, so that'll be cool. And it's
Circuit Gilles Villeneuve.
Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Yeah, I thought they might have been running Mosport, but they're running Mosport in Bowmanville here in Ontario, but they actually chose to run Gilles Villeneuve, which is an absolutely awesome track too.
I like it.
Mosport's cool, but it's got the craziest hairpin on earth. That's just a recipe for disaster, I think. But Gilles Villeneuve, that's a phenomenal track, so that'll be a lot of fun.
I like that. I always love racing there. At that track, it does. It has a lot of tight corners and a lot of straightaways, and the champion corner they call it, one hairpin in it.
It's super crazy hairpin, but it's super fast, and then those chicanes are like it's one of those tracks where you can race it right to the wall within like a quarter inch, and it always feels like you're in control.
One, and then in two is kind of around, but 3, 4. Complex is all really tricky. But it's a nice track.
Yes, that'll be cool. There's a couple new additions there to the. I think the rest of it looks pretty much the same. The order's different. The only new tracks I'm seeing are Mexico and Montreal. But either way, there's your 2026 schedule, and Tarnation TV will be broadcasting that stuff. So as always, thanks to everybody for watching us live on the YouTube machine. Greatly appreciated for all the interaction. And it should be fun next week. Jeffrey Elliott will be the co-host, as Rod has some stuff to take care of. And we will be at Phoenix. Rod will return for the season finale. I have a feeling that Jack Merkel will probably be crowned champion in that race at Homestead, Miami, of course. They always go to Homestead to finish it all off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Thank everybody for watching. It was it's a pretty good race for Martinsville. I'm pretty impressed with it.
Yeah, a lot of fun. As always, thanks to Ben and the Maverick Cup Series for having us do this for them. And if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Did I forget anybody? Thanks, Maverick. Thanks, drivers. You got to remember the 20 drivers that came out tonight and raced here, and every single week, really, they're up to 100. I think it's 116 different drivers in this season that they've had come and go in all the different races up till now, obviously being race number 22. So amazing turnout across the board for Maverick this season. And thanks to everybody watching on YouTube. Thanks to all the drivers. Of course, like I said, thanks Maverick. Join us back here at Tarnation TV live on Thursday at Talladega Challenge over at Rolling Thunder Gaming. I won't be doing too much talking. I'll leave that up to Seth Cole, Michael Norman, and Kyle Matthews. Sunday we'll be here. Rod and I will be calling Season 3 at ASR. Brian Wolf and David Chin. Next week, Phoenix. It just goes on and on and on. We got an SMO race coming up on a Sunday in a couple of weeks.
Is that the Hawk Memorial? Or?
No, it's just their finale. Their season finale, yep.
Okay.
And all kinds of stuff. So anyway, like I said before, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.